Hey everyone, Complex back with another video, and today is extra exciting as we got a brand new reveal trailer for the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and it is official. We are going home on May 14th, 2021. And because, let's face it, Mass Effect for a lot of us will always be home. So today I wanted to walk you through a few different things that you should know about the remaster ahead of time. And before I start, I do want to remind you that this is a remaster and not a remake. And yes, there is a big difference between the two. So make sure that you keep that in mind going forward with any coverage, news, or information you might see about the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. And with that, let's just dive on into it. Now, first up, there is no new story content. Because this is a remaster and not a remake, there isn't going to be any new story content with the Legendary Edition. Is it possible that you might see dialogue you haven't before? Maybe. More than likely, that would be due to a plot flag possibly being fixed. Maybe you made a different decision that you didn't realize you hadn't made before, etc. But you're not going to see any new quests or anything like that. However, the remaster will come with a plethora of DLCs, including previous promotional armors that you might not have had access to during the original trilogy. Now, this next one is by far the biggest thing that gets brought up across all the discussions for the Legendary Edition, and that is the ending for Mass Effect 3. And as much as I hate to sound like a broken record, let me remind you that this is a remaster and not a remake, which means the ending is not changing. There are no new scenes, there's no new content, nothing like that. It's still the same 4 endings, the same slides, etc. They could possibly look prettier with the graphics and lighting upgrades that are going to be coming with the Legendary Edition, but otherwise it's still going to be the same Mass Effect 3 ending that you've played in the past. Up next, ME3 multiplayer will not be included in the remaster. As has been brought up by the devs, if they were to add ME3 MP, it would be like remastering an entirely new game with how much work would be needed to make it all work. The good news, though, is that the OG ME3 MP lobbies will still be open for those that would like to continue playing. And now that we've chatted about what won't be coming with the Legendary Edition, let's talk about some of the exciting things that will be coming with the Legendary Edition of Mass Effect. The character creator has gotten an upgrade. That's right, with the remaster, BioWare has worked really hard to have a more even and consistent feel across all 3 of the character creators, giving you what will hopefully be a more consistent role-playing experience. Not just that, but there are going to be new hairstyles, skin colors, and hair colors that have been added into the game. And as a bonus, the face code that you can find within the character creators will now work across all 3 games. So if you hop into ME3, pull your face code, you can now put it into ME1 and use that if you'd like to. Are you a fan of the default FemShep from Mass Effect 3? Well, good news, she is now in all 3 of the games with a consistent look. So if you're somebody that would like to have that iconic FemShep default appearance across all 3 of your games, you can now do that with the Legendary Edition. This next point is going to be ultra exciting for PC players that like to use a controller, because guess what? There is now controller support in Mass Effect Legendary Edition. You don't need to use the mod anymore or anything like that. You can swap between controller and mouse and keyboard without a problem and enjoy the best of both worlds if you'd like to. Let's talk about Mass Effect 1, and specifically the weapons and combat. The combat and the weapons for Mass Effect 1 have been worked on and in some cases rebalanced to give ME1 what will hopefully feel like a better, polished, and a more accurate combat system, which should hopefully make for a more enjoyable experience while playing ME1. And lastly, let's talk about 4K and HDR. If you play on a 4K monitor, I have great news for you. There is now 4K support in the Legendary Edition. No longer will your UI be teeny tiny like it was in the OG OT. And as a bonus, if you're an HDR fan, there is now support for that as well. And if you are playing on console, I've got great news. Xbox One X, PS4 Pro, and the Gen 5 consoles will have a 60 FPS support as well. But y'all, those were some of the most important things that I thought you should know about as you start to see more and more coverage coming out for the Legendary Edition. Now, there are also going to be a whole host of other exciting texture, lighting, and cinematic upgrades that come with the Legendary Edition. Now, just to let you know, our Mass Effect lore series will be continuing, as well as more ME coverage on this channel as more information becomes available. But y'all, I am so excited to dive into the Mass Effect Legendary Edition with you on May 14th. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your night and or day, depending on where you are in the world, and I will catch you next time. Bye, guys!